Hello, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? I really want you to connect to that question, connect to your inner sense of self, and ask yourself that question without jumping to answers, but really sensing in your body from your inner sense of self what the answer is. Because I venture to say that in the answer to that question lies the key to uncovering what's missing for your physical health, what's missing for your emotional and mental well-being, and even relational and spiritual health will benefit if you are able to tune in and listen to that inner guidance. And for those of you, again, that are following my health journey, again, for me, it's been such a blessing to go through these things, because this time around, it was probably the most difficult of them all, because it was a journey of healing that helped me see the intricate and intimate connection that exists between emotional, mental, physical health, and also the preventive health, all the things that we do to either keep us on one side or the other side of this pendulum of health and disease. I went through like pneumonia, then was getting better, then I got an injury in my shoulder, and the excruciating pain that I was experiencing caused a lot of issues, especially at night. I wasn't able to fall asleep, and so that triggered a lot of anxiety, emotional pain coming up. And then I discovered later, like 2 weeks ago, that throughout this whole time, it's actually my heart. It was the outside lining of my heart that was inflamed. Thankfully, I discovered, and I'm almost there in healing. But the reason I want to share this is because what I experienced at 3 in the morning or whatever, 2 in the morning, in the middle of the night, when I would wake up in pain, emotional pain, mental distress, is how sometimes difficult it is even to disentangle where is mental health and emotional health and physical health. And so because the pain I felt in this area was definitely physical, and at the same time it's in the area of the heart, so I would experience this like emotional anguish that's associated to like a heartache. And when I experienced that, it's like an irrational kind of emotional, like anguish that triggered the stories that I would tell myself that I wasn't even aware of before, like that I'm not supported, or I feel, why am I going through this by myself and alone, right? Again, irrational, but it's like a loop. And then that would trigger anxiety, and it would give more of the physical symptoms in my heart, right? So now I'm not able to distinguish where the physical pain begins and where it ends. And the reason I'm sharing this is because oftentimes we're so, we try to put these things into categories, like here's my mental health, and there's like emotions I can manage with this therapist, and physical health is here. They are, if not one and the same, there are like many overlaps, right? And I actually ended up doing a session with a psychiatrist, and it was incredible because she was like, first of all, you're reaching out to me way before anyone ever would. But I am so in tune with my body that I knew something was like, I couldn't manage some of the things that I normally could manage, right? And I'm not my usual self. And she was like, sure enough, there were hormonal changes that have reduced my serotonin production or uptake, I'm not sure which one, that caused a little dip, which caused a lot of the physical symptoms, like not being able to fall asleep, the anxiety, the muscle tightness that doesn't allow your body to relax, to go to sleep. And so because I contacted her early on, she was able to give me just like amino acids and minerals that helped shift my emotional and state of how I was feeling. And that translated into real physical gains, like sleeping better, relaxing, not experiencing anxiety anymore, all in just 2 weeks. And I think oftentimes we not only, try to separate these things, but also we don't pay attention to that question. How do I feel today? And what is not normal, we allow it to go to that side of the spectrum, towards pain and towards disease, way too far. We have to catch it before. We have to catch it before it gets too late. And the only way to do that, if we understand and become aware of how we feel, but also know what are the things that can get us out of there. Now you can ask me, well, if you're so knowledgeable about this, why weren't you able to get yourself out of this quicker? Well, it's because I was having these heart issues, I couldn't practice the very things that are really good for me. The doctor told me, you cannot exercise, you cannot lift weights, you cannot, be out in 100-degree weather running. And those are the things that make me feel good. I know that when I exercise, I dance, I release endorphins, and I take the stress out of my body. It allows me to sleep better. I can't be social with people, and for example, my sexual health has suffered as a result, and that has reflected on my emotional, hormonal, and all kinds of different areas of my health as well. I am not able to, and then all of these things have led me not to eat as well as I normally do, and that has taken a toll. So it's like I'm experiencing what it's like not to practice the things that I preach and always practice on a daily basis, and just really appreciating the moment I can go back to doing all of these things again, because right now I'm seeing how absolutely key it is to ask that question and follow to the every molecule of your body. What makes me feel good? What can I do to shift out of this feeling a little bit off and really into making my body, my energetic body, my emotional body feel a little better? It's not hedonistic, it's not selfish, it's what keeps us healthy, well, and sane. This going through this whole ordeal has made me realize even more so the importance of asking that question, answering it, and using it as our guide. And what are some of the things that I do on a daily basis? The way that I work is, I'll give you an example of one of my clients, right? We really go over all of these different pillars that make up the foundations of what makes us feel good, from the way we nourish ourselves to the way that we practice movement and relaxation, how we're connected to our sexuality, as well as some of the emotional and mental things that come up, and how we process stress and emotional well-being. And all of that we integrate into your life story, right? So it's well-being, but it's also life coaching, because we look at how are these set of habits that are suboptimal keeping me stuck in this reality, and what are some of the habits that I want to change, not only to change my health, whatever doctor told me to do, but how I want to use the behavioral change to transform who I'm telling myself I could be, or who I want to become. And so it's a very powerful combination of mind, body, with very practical approaches of things that we can incorporate into our life to really help us become healthier, improve our well-being, and at the same time really transform our life. And the same way that I'm doing now, I'm not using this health issue to just complain and try to get better physically, but I'm using this as an opportunity to see what has this experience taught me about things that I can improve in my life. What can I improve in my offerings to my clients in my business? What are the things that I want to shift about my relationships as a result of this? I started looking at the emotional stuff that came up, which was related to the feeling
unsupported, and I've started asking more for help and for support. So those are, it's very complex and it's very simple. So we all need someone to help us through these times in order to transform the difficulties into opportunities, and to help us use these moments as like trampolines to go even higher, to go even better, to go even deeper into real, powerful living your life fully. And if you're ready for that, I'm here, sending you lots of love. Thanks for listening.